Does the price of your guitar actually matter? I don't think it does. I've been playing guitar for quite a few years now, and I've had a million different guitars and a million different configurations, cheap guitars, more expensive guitars. I've owned PRSs, I've had Taylors, I've had Martins, I've had a million different guitars, and I am officially on the Taylor hate train. I have boarded the train. I want to be the conductor of the Taylor hate train right now. After this last weekend's experiment, I've had a Taylor 224 CE Koa edition, not that that matters, for 4 years now. And I've hated the guitar from the second that I bought it. I've tried to sell it, to get rid of it at one point, and then I had to take it back because I wasn't getting paid for it.
Give me my damn money!
So now I have it again, and it's like the guitar that I want to love because it was so expensive. But it sucks. It sucks in every setting that I've ever played in. I thought it was my system making it sound bad because I've played through one house system before where it actually sounded good and full and rich and perfect. But for the price of it, for $2,000 is what they retail for, plus shipping, plus setup because they never come set up correctly, plus all of these other things. I've been trying to find ways to love this guitar, and I just can't get there. The mids are too high. The bass is uncontrollable in most settings. The highs are non-existent. It has the ES2 expression pickup system, and you have to fine-tune that with Allen wrenches, which are 0.05 millimeter Allen wrenches, which they do not provide from the factory. So you have to purchase that wrench, which is perfectly fine, no problem. I have some of those for working on small engines. My problem is, no matter what I tune those pickups on the saddle, they sound atrocious. You get too much mids, you get too much low, you get too much high. There's no happy medium. It doesn't matter if you change the phase switch inside of the sound hole for this complicated pickup system that they have that doesn't go under the bridge but attaches to the back of the bridge. I've talked to friends that have Taylor guitars, and they've told me that the problem is that it's a laminate. That it's a laminate guitar, and if it was a solid body guitar, it would sound better. If it was one of the $4,000 or $5,000 or $7,000 Taylor guitars, it would sound better. Because it's a $2,000, it's an entry model. It's not supposed to be that good. This is a laminate guitar, and that you're getting what you pay for. I would like to introduce to you the guitar that I used for gigging last weekend. This guitar is the Martin X Series. It's a D1 XE, I believe. I got this guitar for free. I got it in a trade with another 4 guitars because I had traded a Godin Canadian-made acoustic electric guitar. I traded that for 4 guitars. The PRS on the wall behind me is one of those. This is one of those. If you notice, it's got a big hole in it that's duct taped. This guitar is beyond laminate, I think. It is 1/8 of an inch, if that, thick. The actual top of this guitar is almost as thin as a sheet of paper. You're never going to be able to see this on camera. That guitar, with new strings on it, no setup whatsoever, sitting in the closet for 1.5 years, haven't touched it. It's just been sitting there. Not humidified, not temperature controlled. It sat in a storage unit for 6 months. This guitar played and sounded better than my Taylor's ever played or sounded ever in its history of being a guitar, in my hands, in other people's hands, in anyone's hands. I cannot believe the sound that comes out of this $600 Martin as compared to the sound that comes out of a $2,000 Taylor. Now, like I said, I've had a million people that are Taylor fans explain to me why my Taylor sounds like shit, why the ES2 system is inferior, and why there's other systems. And then I get people that tell me, oh, if you love the sound of the guitar unplugged, you should invest in getting a new pickup system for it. So not only should you buy the $2,000 laminate entry-level Taylor, you should also take out all the electronics that they put in there that made it as expensive as it was and find a way to patch up those 3 knob holes up in the top, and then put, I don't know, a $200 LR Bags Element Active VTC pickup in there, and then you'll be happy. Then that guitar will be the guitar of your dreams. So I would just like to go back and forth a little bit on the specs between the Taylor and the Martin, and just let you know just how much all of this talk about quality of wood, quality of laminate, quality of electronics, quality of all of these things, that they just don't seem to matter in real world practice. I mean, it's cool to be able to flex on your friends and be like, I have mahogany dogwood in my, I don't think that's a real thing, but I have this wood, this exotic, tropical dog dick wood. I have all of this in my guitar. It's awesome to be able to tell your friends that is, you have your claim to fame is that your guitar is as rare, it's made from rare earth minerals. But in the real world, my $600 piece of shit Martin sounded phenomenally better than my Taylor's ever sounded. So let's just go between the specs between the two a little bit so you can understand what I'm working with. So if we look at the Martin, we've got a right-handed dreadnought shaped guitar. It's a D14 body shape. The back and sides wood and the top wood are all the same thing. They're all figured koa high pressure laminate. So they're just laminate layers of guitar slapped together. Okay? So it's just a bunch of layers and a bunch of bullshit. It's probably not all koa. It's probably poplar. It's probably junk wood. It's probably mahogany. It doesn't matter. Let's see here. Body bracing. We have the scalloped X bracing inside. I think that I have quite a few guitars that have X bracing inside. I love the sound of them. I don't know the old Martins that I had, the Road series, which are also entry level. That's like $1,000 guitar compared to the entry level Taylor. That's $2,000. So the body bracing, I've always been a big fan of the X style body bracing. I don't know what it does inside, but it seems to reflect the sound and make it sound much better than most of my other guitars. The neck wood is birch laminate. Once again, it's a laminate wood on the neck of the Martin. The neck shape is a PA profile. Neck shape is going to be very, very individual. So whenever you're looking at something for neck shape, you're going to find neck shapes that fit your hand better. I'm a big fan of the PA profile necks, but I also, I like a good bit of neck diversity. I'm okay with everything as long as I don't have to bare paw it. I don't have very big hands. So I need something that I can get my hand around. All right. So let's see here. The fingerboard material is Richlite. Once again, it's another composite material. This is very, very baseline. There's nothing special about it. It's a Richlite material. It's 25.4 inches in scale length. The nut and saddle material are white Corian and white tusk. Once again, composite materials. There's no bone in this guitar whatsoever. It's a composite, almost, let's call it a plastic. It's not really plastic, but it's like a plastic, okay? The electronics in it are the Martin E1 preamp series. It's just 2 knobs inside the sound hole. You have one for tone and one for volume. There's no real adjustments of it whatsoever. It comes with 12 54s, Martin acoustic Lifespan 2.0 strings. Whenever I change out the strings, I put on Elixir 1253s. Those are my go-to nano webs. I really love those strings. I like the longevity that I get out of them. So comes with a soft shell case. The soft shell case I really like. It has one strap like a newsboy, basically, that goes across your chest. Makes it nice and easy to carry in and out of gigs. Love the gig bag. Wish it was a little bit more padded inside, but all in all, for a $600 guitar, that's what you're getting. And I'm telling you that it's broken. It has a hole in it that's duct taped. The sound that came out of it this past weekend was unreal. I had people coming up going, oh my God, that's a beautiful guitar. Oh, that's a great, I still have the duct tape on it. I have people coming up being like, oh my God, I can't believe the tone out of that guitar is incredible. All right, let's go to the Taylor. I have a 224 CE-K. So it's just the Koa version of their Grand Auditorium style guitar. Back and sides wood and the top wood are all supposedly solid. It's Hawaiian Koa. Hawaiian Koa across the board. It's not Hawaiian Koa laminate. It's not pressed together layers of Hawaiian Koa. It is supposed to be just solid Hawaiian Koa top and sides and back. Glossy finish, not my favorite, but it's a Taylor. So I was like, yeah, let it shine a little bit, you know? Body bracing is C-class on mine. I'm not sure what that means. Is it consumer class because it's the entry-level Taylor? I'm not sure. Is it could have been better class because it sounds like shit? Maybe. The neck wood on the Taylor, on the expensive $2,000 Taylor. The neck wood is Neotropical Mahogany. You might be wondering what Neotropical Mahogany is. That sounds very, very exotic and mysterious. Neotropical mahogany is mahogany wood that's found in Southern California, Southern Texas, and Southern Florida. So it's not quite tropical wood. It's tropical adjacent. So that's what you're getting in your neck. It sounds way cooler than it is. It's just Southern mahogany. You also get the standard carve neck shape. I happen to be a big fan of the neck shape of the Taylor, a lot. It's one of my favorite kind of playable necks, hands down. It's a little bit thinner of a profile. I can get my hand around it a little bit easier. I don't feel as fatigued at the end of the gigs whenever I play the Taylor. The Martin definitely had more fretting force that I had to use, but I think that was a large part due to the action isn't set up on it. I literally just put strings on it and took it to my gig and was like, I'm just going to try it out. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. The fingerboard material on the Taylor is Crelicam ebony. And I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correct because once again, it's the mysteriousness of the exotic sounding nature of everything in Taylor. In late 2011, Taylor Guitars partnered with another company to purchase Crelicam. And it's an ebony mill located outside of, not even going to try to pronounce the name of the city, but it's in Cameroon. So the ebony that is in Taylor Guitars is mined by slaves, probably. I don't know if you guys know much about Cameroon or how that works over there. It's not an awesome country to be working in. So that's something, I guess it is exotic if it's on the backs of, ebony miners. I'm not sure how you mine ebony. I don't know anything about this. I feel this vitriol hate for Taylor now. And I'm trying to figure out why they have all of these things in their guitar that sound exotic and sound incredible and sound like they should be, no wonder you're the top of the heap. And then a $600 laminate guitar that has a hole in it just blows them out of the water. I'm angry today. All right, moving on. The nut and the saddle of the Taylor guitar are New Bone and micarta. Let's find out what New Bone and micarta are. So New Bone is a material used for guitar nuts and saddles that's made by Graphtec Guitar Labs. It's a derivative of Graphtec's Tusk material. So it's a derivative of the thing that's in the cheaper Martin, and it's known for its resonance. New Bone is designed to be a more affordable alternative to plastic, and it can also improve the tone and playability of guitars. So it's not bone, it's New Bone. And it's not plastic, but it's kind of plastic. Once again, you would think for $2,000 you would get a bone nut and a bone saddle. So I don't know anything about micarta. So I looked up on a Taylor forum and saw an actual Taylor tech that answered what micarta is and why they started using it over tusk or over bone. This is the description from the Taylor people. They said they started using micarta because of the structure of the material. They began to hear that the ES2 pickup sounded different from sensor to sensor or even saddle to saddle. It says, this is a quote from Taylor. The micarta we use is made up of layers of paper pressed together with resin into a sheet. We cut our saddles from this so the sheets run bottom to top of the saddle and the layers run front to back. So for $2,000, you get a paper saddle. I really don't, I'm having so many problems finding out why a Taylor guitar is $2,000 entry level, or why it sounds, I mean, it's starting to make sense why it sounds like shit to me, to be honest with you. It's got slave wood on the fingerboard. It's got a paper saddle. It's got, you know, this solid top that is supposedly laminate, but not laminate. Okay. The bridge material, I'm just rambling. I'm so angry at this guitar right now. The bridge material, again, is the Crelicam Ebony, and the electronics are the Taylor ES2 system. It comes with D'Addario XS coated light 1253s and a very, very nice hardshell case. I love the hardshell case. That's my favorite part of the guitar. The hardshell case is absolutely incredible. It's nice and lined with this red velvet, and it cradles the guitar, and the guitar is the only thing that can really fit in there. It's very, very snug fit. The case locks for transport. It's a perfect case. I just wish the guitar inside of it was better, and then I would really love the whole setup. It would make sense to me. But it seems like they spent so much money on designing the case and making sure, I mean, it's got gold accents and it's like a brown leather on the outside. It's gorgeous. And then they were like, let's put a bunch of expensive sounding shit in this guitar, and then we can charge $2,000 for it. We'll put some gold plated, I don't even think they're gold plated, tuners on there. We'll make everything shiny and glossy, and we'll make the finish beautiful. And then we'll be able to charge all kinds of money for it and not actually invest time into making it sound good through any sound system. Anybody that's out there in Taylor lover land, okay? I understand you're saying that it sounds good in certain situations. I understand you feeling like it's an entry-level Taylor, so it can't be compared to the other more expensive Taylor models. I understand all of that. I've heard 800 series Taylors and 400 and 600. I've heard them all sound incredible. They sound incredible, and they should for multiple thousands of dollars. They should play themselves for $5,000. My problem is this broken Martin sounds better, in my opinion, plugged in. It doesn't sound great unplugged. That's why you're not getting any examples of me playing it right now, because I don't want you to hate on it because of the fact that it sounds like dog shit when it's unplugged. It's not, it doesn't boom. It's not great. Plugged in, this guitar sounds way better than most of my other guitars, which blows me away. And it really just outlines how much it doesn't matter. It does not matter how much you spend on a guitar. I have a friend that is also a gigantic Taylor lover, and he has a Harley Benton. Harley Benton, I think they're Canadian. I'm not sure. Harley Benton has these guitars that are like $100, $150, $250, and they ship them to you and you have to put them together. They're like the IKEA of guitars. His Harley Bentons sound just as good as some of his lower model Taylors that he has. That shouldn't be the case. It shouldn't be the case if what you're paying for whenever you spend multiple thousands of dollars on guitars is a better tone or better playability or more longevity. I could refret this guitar once a year. I could refret this once every 6 months for the next 10 years, and I wouldn't spend as much as I am on a Taylor guitar. You could literally have a luthier remove the fretboard and put a different fretboard on if you were worried about longevity for less than you're going to pay for a Taylor. You could leave this guitar in your car for months at a time in the winter. And it's a laminate. It's never going to crack. It's just going to be there. The neck might get a little wonky. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, let's say you buy a used car for $5,000. Okay? A used car for $5,000. What are you expecting out of that? Not much. Not much, right? It's probably not going to last forever, but you're going to get a lot of use out of it probably, and probably a gigantic return on your investment as long as it's maybe a Hyundai or a Subaru or something that's not a Ford, because Fords suck ass over the long term. I'm rambling about cars now. My point is that if you spend the extra money, you should expect extra results or a return on those extra dollars that you've spent. And I just don't feel that the Taylor brand in any facet should ever be outrun by a $600 broken Martin. I don't think that that should happen. If Taylor really is the supreme brand that they claim it to be, and if it is the player's choice and the best guitar you can possibly buy and the thing to be strived towards, if that is the case, why would a guitar that has none of the features, that has all of these laminates and cut corners and basically plastic everything, and a top that is so thin that if I drop it, it's going to crack into a billion pieces, most likely. But you know what? I could buy 4 more guitars, 4 more, before I got to the price of a Taylor. Maybe if you're out there in Taylor land and you can help me understand this, I am all ears. If you feel like I got it all wrong, I would love to hear exactly what I'm getting wrong. I would love for you to tell me ways that I can love my Taylor before I sell it. Because right now I'm like, okay, it's going back up for sale. I have no use for that in my arsenal of guitars. I can sell that and buy 3 more Martin X series and just gig with those, or 1 Yamaha, the AC1M, I believe they're called. So if you can convince me, I would love to keep this guitar and not go through the nightmare of trying to sell it on Facebook Marketplace, but I just don't know how that comes about. So drop it in the comments, reach out, let me know, and help me love my Taylor. Help me love it. Thank you for watching and or listening or whatever you're doing, whichever way you consumed this today. And I'm going to have more videos coming out about this, especially like my SEV7 microphone switch that I've done recently. And I've gotten away from the Shure microphones and went with the SEV7s, and what that change has been like for me. And it's been very eye-opening. This year I've been experimenting with a bunch of different things, so I'm going to be talking about a lot of those on this channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay up to date with all of that. I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Ain't no rest for the wicked, and the devil's on his way. I can